What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissistic Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hear my lovely voice. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said toxic people, said toxic traits. Today's episode is going to be about how do you know that you're in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person. How do you know you're in a relationship with a narcissist? So like usual, y'all, before we get started in today's episode, check out my self-love journal on Amazon, Lee Hammock. I Love Me, a self-love journal. If you already have the journal and you like it, please give it a give it a good rating on Amazon. If it's in your heart, you don't have to. No pressure. So yeah. Back to the title at hand, y'all. How do you know if you're in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person? So I always tell people the first thing that you want to the first telltale sign if you're in a toxic relationship is your feelings. How do you feel? Not in the beginning, right now. Right now, as you're watching this, as you're listening to this, how do you feel about your relationship? Do you feel like your relationship is healthy? Would you wish your relationship on your best friend, on your brother or your sister that you love, somebody that you love a lot? Would you wish your exact relationship situation on someone else? Could you see somebody else live in your relationship and you being happy for them? Like in its current form, not in the beginning when things were good, not when times were good, right now. After whatever you've been through, if they've cheated on you, if they lied to you, if you discover some deep, dark secrets, whatever it is, if they manipulated you, they gaslit you, whatever it is, do you think that, are you in a position right now to say, like, what do you think? How do you feel? Would you wish this relationship on somebody else? Like, are you always trying to look internally to do an internal inventory on your feelings and your thoughts and things of that nature? Like, what is going on inside of your mind right now? How are you feeling about this person? How are you feeling about the relationship, as a whole? How do you feel? It's always like check internally. Your intuition will tell you a lot, y'all. Your intuition typically tells you the truth because your intuition, that gut feeling, is there to protect you. So how do you feel? Check inside of yourself. You see what I'm saying? Take it off of you. Like I said, if you have a hard time thinking about your own relationship, put your relationship on somebody else. Just say, hey, let me imagine my brother in this relationship in this exact position. Would I be happy for him, or would I be telling him to get the hell out of there? You see what I'm saying? There's one way you can do it right there. Another way you can do it, are you recording? Do you feel the need to record things to prove that you're telling the truth? You see what I'm saying? To validate your sanity in things like that. Or do you feel yourself recording things, or feel like you have to have a secret recorder out just to prove that you're telling the truth to this person? You know what I mean? Do you feel the need to write things down to stay grounded within reality in this relationship? Do you feel like you need to do that type of stuff? Do you feel like you're going crazy? You see what I'm saying? That's another way right there. Do you feel like you're going crazy? Do you feel like life doesn't make sense? Do you feel like the person that you're with right now, do you feel like they don't make sense to you? Do you feel like they keep lying to you and manipulating you? And do they put their hands on you? You see what I'm saying? Are they putting their hands on you? That's another way to tell right there, y'all. Are they putting their hands on you in any way, shape, or form? You know what I mean? I know some people don't consider it domestic violence, whatever, unless they get punched or slapped. Yeah, if they push you really hard, if they push you on the ground, if they put their hands around your throat area right here, if they keep you from leaving a room, that's domestic. That can be considered domestic violence right there. That's putting their hands on you and whatnot. Are they doing things like that? You know what I mean? Are they doing things like that? You know what I mean? Another way, and this is right here, y'all. This way right here is, bear with me right here, y'all. Just bear with me right here. Y'all know I'm not trying to victim blame and whatnot. Y'all know that's not my intent. But this might not even come off as victim blaming. Y'all might say, Lee, that's not victim blaming at all. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, what are your family and friends saying? You see what I'm saying? What are your family and friends saying about this person? Or your family and friends, the closest people to you, trying to get you away from your partner? Have they told you a lot of things? Have they tried to get you to see something that you are not willing to see? You know what I mean? Or your family and friends consistently trying to get you to leave this person, to tell you there's more fish in the sea, or trying to get you out, trying to get you to safety. Are they fearing for your safety in this relationship space, in this relationship dynamic? You see what I'm saying? Are they doing any of those things right there to try to cope, to try to make things better for you? Ask yourself this question right there. How are you feeling right now? You know what I mean? How are you feeling right now? Like I said, are your family and friends trying to scare you away from this relationship? And I know sometimes family and friends can, they can just not like the person overall, but it's everybody in your life telling you to get away from this person. Take a friendship family member inventory. Does nobody like this person but you? Are you finding yourself constantly defending your partner against something that they have done to you, to your family and friends? Oh, you just don't, do you find yourself saying, oh, you just don't know him like I do. You just don't know her like I do. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't really know the truth. Y'all only know what you see. Don't believe everything you hear, blah, 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 boo, 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 bee, bee, bee. You know what I mean? Or another way to tell right here, y'all, that if you're in a toxic relationship space, do you feel isolated? Because narcissistic, toxic people like to isolate you away from your friends and family. Do you feel like you lost a lot of friends and family, not just through natural, occurrences, y'all moved across the country or something like that? Do you feel like every time you get ready to go out, every time you were getting ready to go out with one of your friends and family members, or going to hang out with somebody else that wasn't your partner, did they make a scene about it? You know what I mean? Did they cause a ruckus? Did they cause a ruckus when you got ready to go out or whatever? Did they make it seem like you were you were the end of the world type stuff? What I mean? Did they make you feel like every time you get ready to go out with your friends and family, they got angry, or they gave you the silent treatment or something like that? You know what I mean? How do you, seriously, take a look at that, y'all. These are just me just coming up with signs to tell that you might be in a toxic relationship space. You know what I mean? Have you experienced narcissistic toxic rage? And narcissistic toxic rage is not just your normal argument or screaming and yelling. Narcissistic rage is when that person, the person that you know and you think you love, when they leave their body and they have an out of body experience when they're yelling, screaming. It seems like a monster has replaced your partner or your parent. You know what I mean? A monster has replaced your boss or something like that. You don't, like, their eyes might change, their pupils might be super dilated or whatever. It seems like they might be having a psychotic break. Have they done that to you? Did you find yourself walking on eggshells in this relationship space to avoid that rage because you don't ever want to experience that again? You never thought they were capable of it, but now that you see they're capable of it, you never want to experience it again. Have you experienced narcissistic toxic rage? Have you been on the receiving end of that? You know what I mean? And also, have you been on the receiving end of the silent treatment or being ghosted? I mean, not ghosted, being stonewalled. Have you been, the silent treatment is used to punish you. Have you ever tried to hold this person accountable, and instead of, taking accountability, they stop talking to you? Have this person, stop talking to you or give you the silent treatment based on a perceived slight, not even a real slight, a perceived one. You know what I mean? Has that happened? Have you found that to happen? Because a lot of people in these toxic relationship dynamics, you don't even know what you've done to the person. You don't even know what you've done to the person, and they start to give you the silent treatment, or you try to hold them accountable for something that they have actually done, and they just refuse to talk to you. You know what I mean? Have you been on the receiving end of the silent treatment and whatnot? Because they will give you the silent treatment. Not all narcissists or toxic people rage on you. You know what I mean? Not all of them will absolutely rage on you. Some of them will just not talk to you. Some of them will not engage with you. Some of them, in doing things like that. Another way to possibly tell if you're in a toxic relationship is your birthdays and trips, vacations, holidays. How are those on a consistent basis? Are they always ruining vacations and birthdays and holidays and trips and things of that nature? You know what I mean? Have you had a good birthday? I haven't had a good birthday in years. You see what I'm saying? Are they consistently ruining birthdays and trips and holidays and vacation? Christmas is terrible. Thanksgiving, You're thankful when Thanksgiving is over, because you know a lot of narcissistic people and toxic people do ruin holidays and vacations and things like that. That's just part of the dynamic. Sometimes when you're dealing with a toxic person or you're dealing with a toxic relationship, they will ruin your holidays. They will ruin your events. They will ruin a lot of different situations. You know what I mean? Just because narcissistic people, y'all know, we like the light to be shining on us, and we also holidays, birthdays, vacations. It's just too many emotions going on at the same time. It's just too much. My mic came off, y'all. Too much. Hold on, let me replace my mic. Y'all gotta recommend me a good camera so I can use one of those wireless mics. I need a wireless mic. This one has a string on it, you know. But right now I use a Sony ZV-1. So if y'all recommend a good camera recording that uses a lavalier wireless mic, let me know. But yeah, that's how it goes, though, y'all. So holidays, vacations, and things like that are consistently ruined. Is your partner consistently doing that? Then you might be in a toxic relationship. Is your partner super jealous of your success and doesn't hype you up, doesn't support you? You know what I mean? Do you feel like your partner is competing with you? You know what I mean? Do you feel like your partner is intentionally trying to sabotage your life or intentionally trying to hold you back from success? You know, never shouts your praises. You know, whispers your praises, but shouts your failures. You know what I mean? How are they with the kids? You know, are they disconnected emotionally from the kids? You see what I'm saying? Do they treat their kids like little competitors, or do they love their kids? Do you actually feel like this person is loving you? You know what I mean? And I've been know people like, can narcissists actually love you? How are they treating you? How are they treating those children? You know, how are they treating those children? How are they treating you? There's a plethora of different things that you can ask yourself to figure out if you're in a toxic relationship or not, y'all. It's a very unique space to be in. Like I said, there's a bunch of other stuff that I can't, some things slip my mind, y'all. But anyways, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this list. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment. If you watched it this far, y'all, and if you watched this far or listened this far, you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? You watched this far. You 12 minutes in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't have to watch every video, listen to every video, because everything might not pertain to you. But you know what I mean? I appreciate y'all being here, y'all. You listen to this on Apple Music or Spotify, hit that, hit me a 5-star rating if it's in your heart, y'all. Only if it's in your heart. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.